You're this the Prince of the Nightlife, DJ Melly Mel. Now tuned into the biggest Chanel, Simone, April B, Flu Head, Grew Head podcast. Are you dumb? NYC, the ATL. Yeah, Brooklyn, what up?
What's up, y'all? Y'all already know what it is. It is the Flu Hair, Grew Hair podcast. I am your girl, April B.
And I am your favorite Brooklyn baddie, Chanel Simone.
And this is Flu Hair, Grew Hair, where
worlds collide no matter where you reside.
Ew.
You like that, didn't you?
It was good.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Usually we get a reation after we do
Nah,
that.
he was like,
I was looking, I'm like,
nah, he did. That's what AJ did.
You got to be on point. You got to be on point when this brother is here, okay? Let me tell you, because we got philanthropist, author, entrepreneur, flyest kid in the city. I'm not going to say the other one that you said.
No. Yeah. So many other things to attach as well.
Yes.
But y'all give it up for AJ Dewberry.
Oh, don't worry. We got applause for you.
Yeah, it's applause. You can't hear it, but it's applause.
We got you on that.
Yo, he said if nobody make noise, I'ma make noise for myself.
Clap for yourself.
Right.
That's how we got to do it.
You got to do it. So, AJ, before we get into the check-in and before we actually really get into your business, because you in for a treat today, we're going to play a game with you, which is called First Class versus Coach. Okay. So, you're going to pick, April's going to show you the big bowl of nothing.
It's
right?
so many options.
It's so many options in there. So when you dig in, you're gonna pick. Once you pick it up, you're gonna see two options. If you rocking with it, like yo, I actually like this. You know, you gonna say it's first class. But this is something that you not fucking with. It's coach. And of course, if you can't decide, we're gonna do a shot.
Yes. So that's the tiebreaker.
If it's a tiebreaker, then you have to take a shot, right?
Yep.
Shout out to our sponsor, Bombay Vodka. You know, so go ahead and dig in.
So pick your first one.
Here we go, y'all.
Nah.
No, he really scrambling. I like that. Participate.
Ooh, this is a good one.
What is
it?
Well, do I answer the question?
No,
so
you read it out loud.
Yeah, read it out loud.
And then you're going to pick one.
You're going to tell us which one is first class and which one is coach.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Rather be rich versus rather be famous.
Oh, nigga, I'd rather be rich than famous.
Okay, so which one is first class? Which one is coach?
So rich is first class, of course.
Okay.
And famous is coach.
Okay.
Now the reason we asked that because to us you're both, right? But one thing that we notice about you is you know you pop your shit. You be out there. We see you in the publications, the magazines. You throw a dope, extravagant parties. You know when you do it big. So sometimes it's in a sense of, do people want to be rich or would they rather be famous? Like which route would you take? But you said rich is first class. So just elaborate on that.
So I was rich before I was famous.
Oh,
and
period.
With that, that's why I feel like it's just the best thing to do because you can experience all the highs and the lows before you experiences the other highs and lows. Because when it comes to fame in the industry, it's a lot of smoke and mirrors going on. It's a lot of I don't want to say fakeness, but everything isn't necessarily how it seems. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to that dollar talk.
That numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie. I feel you.
The fame, I mean, it's a lot of good stuff to come with it. Like me sitting here telling y'all my story today, or me traveling, probably doing fashion week, or just someone who wants to learn from me. And I can charge them. So yeah, it works hand in hand. Well, at least I try to make mine work hand in hand.
Okay. All right. Well, go ahead and pick the others. Go ahead.
Oh, I pick all of them.
Yeah. Go to pick
all three.
Hire someone with experience and no college degree versus hiring someone with. Hold on, I'm gonna start this over. Hiring someone with experience and no college degree versus hiring someone with no experience but a college degree. My best people have no degree but experience.
Okay, so that's first class for you?
First class, yep. Coach would be hiring someone with no experience but a college degree. Mm-hmm. And the reason I say that is because I have these people both working for me. I have a cousin. He graduated from UGA. Mm-hmm. He works with me, but it's like the person with more experience, you don't got to tell them what to do.
So like street smart versus book smart.
Yeah, because book smart is like they can figure out the answer, but they got to be led every time. So I feel like the better leader is the person with more experience as far as leadership wise.
All right.
I hire all leaders because I don't want to do that.
Hey, that's what you got to do. All right, you got one
your
more.
last one.
Last but not least, dating an entrepreneur versus dating someone with a 9 to 5. Ooh-wee, I love this one. First class is definitely dating an entrepreneur, and coach would be dating a 9 to 5. And I experienced both. I tell you about both ends as far as my life. At first, I had a thing where I used to only date school teachers. I was like, I just want my brother to be a teacher.
Yo, I can imagine his bedroom. You a school teacher?
Girl, she gotta come in there with her little uniform, glasses on.
Yeah, you know, like I got my degree, you got your degree. You know, we on some little hustle shit type stuff. I like that type of stuff. But yeah, first it was 9 to 5, but it didn't work out because I started being busy. And outside of me being busy with my work, I became busy with the industry as well. So I realized that I prefer to date an entrepreneur because they can relate to what I got going on. They also can help with what I got going on because we go through the same struggles and the same just growth. So yeah, definitely entrepreneur.
So what is it with what if a shorty who is, and first of all, are you saying there's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5? You saying
nothing wrong with it. It just ain't for
but
my
what if
lifestyle.
she's an entrepreneur that's a bum? Like, these entrepreneur words
Like
and
she's
being.
talking about she an Instagram model, but she ain't really doing nothing.
Oh, that ain't even my type. So she wouldn't even made it to first base. That ain't even my type.
Or she sell maybe a lash tech, or she sell bonnets, she sells something, you know, or maybe she's trying to open up a
Is
restaurant.
she looking to get her own like location, like a beauty spa? Like
Yeah.
I like that.
But
she's
she
not.
can't be like, hey AJ, you know I'm an entrepreneur. I need this 10K. It's like, oh, you a struggling entrepreneur.
Well, all entrepreneurs struggle in the beginning.
Yeah,
but it's
have a
it's
good
the
business
effort
plan.
if she's not putting in. So it's like, okay, now we a year in. You've been talking about you've been wanting to do lashes, but I ain't seen you get no certification, no clients.
I don't date potential. I do not date no potential.
Ooh.
At all. I never have because I know what I bring. I'm not potential. I'm already. Well, for a while I was being kind of where I wanted to be, so I don't date potential. You know.
Okay.
We about to dig. You know what? We
Let's move. Look. Let's get to the questions.
Let's get to the
All right,
questions.
well, that is the first class versus coach. You didn't even take a shot.
But it's
That
awesome.
was just Red Bull.
No.
Oh, did you?
You didn't have no tiebreaker.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Oh, wah, wah, wah. Well, y'all, AJ survived first class. Oh, you didn't hear the wah, wah, wah. AJ survived first class versus coach. Y'all give it up real quick. Yeah. All right, now we about to dig in. As you can see, we have a list here, y'all.
Both of y'all.
Yeah. Well, it's the same. You know, we piggyback in.
Okay.
So we're gonna do with the check-in. You're gonna talk about, you know, who you are, what you do, and things.
And
like
where you're
that.
from.
And where you're from.
So start right there. Where are you from?
I'm from Griffin, Georgia. Griffin, Georgia is located precisely 1 hour south of Atlanta, Georgia.
He's
Griffin,
giving you the
Georgia
1 hour
has-
outside.
We have built a lot of successful people. What I admire about myself coming from my city is that I'm the first black business mogul. We mainly breed athletes. Most people, like we got numerous amount of people go to NFL, NBA. That's what my city is known for. But for me to be like one of the first black entrepreneurs with multiple store locations, and I'm finna expand. Well, I just expanded to Texas as well. You know, it's a pretty big accomplishment, especially for my age and the people who were looking up to me, you know, from my hometown.
Okay.
But yeah, that's Griffin. Love Griffin. Love Griffin.
Right, so you from a small town, Griffin. If you know Griffin is a small town. So did you ever foresee your life going the way it is now? Because one thing about it, like, you know, AJ and I, we went to Albany State. So you came from a small town, went to another small town. So you know all about the small towns. And what they say is a lot of people really don't go past, you know, what they see. But one thing I told April too is a lot of people who come from small towns, they do be athletes. You see more of the turnaround. Oh, I came from Dawson, Georgia. Now I'm a multi-million-dollar NFL player. You know, we see that often, but you know, we don't ever hear of the moguls. So, you know, talk about how you saw yourself bigger than what you are now, being from Griffin.
So as far as my life, like it's going all the way back to when I'm probably middle school, 12 years old. I always went by the age that I am. As far as like things I want to accomplish, I didn't know what I would be doing to accomplish them. I know like a few titles that I might will have, but I always like, I want to do this by the time I'm 30. I want to do this by the time I'm 25. I want to do this by the time I'm 21. I need to be here, need to be there. And I will say, as far as like a deadline thing, if I wasn't doing it that year, it was the next year. So I was kind of always on point with my growth. But me having a phone shop, never would have guessed it. I actually quit my job at UPS and started this business before I even knew how to fix a phone. Yeah. It just that I knew it was like I knew I could figure this out. I'm gonna quit now. I got a little money saved, and I'm gonna just invest it and figure it out. And if it don't work, everybody know how to get a job.
Wait.
That's how I feel like anybody can get a job.
Wait.
Yeah, we gotta run that back. So
Okay.
before you even had the talent to fix the phones,
Yeah,
you had the business already set up
in my head.
in your head. Didn't know how to take a SIM card out of nothing. But
So-
you knew that this was a business that you could potentially capitalize off of.
Yeah, I was actually on Instagram and I saw another black guy who looked like me. He was a little older, and I saw how fast he was growing with building one store. So when I saw that, I said, "Oh, I can get into this industry. I can open up me a store in Griffin, and then open up me a store in LA."
Wait, hold
That was the
on.
plan then.
Still rewind. You quit your job at UPS.
I was a supervisor, by the way.
So you had a good benefit package.
Yep, all the benefits. Yeah.
So you was a
don't play.
You was a supervisor at UPS. And if you don't know AJ's story, he is, he's an entrepreneur that fixes iPhone, everything like that. You quit your job before you even knew how to fix the iPhone. Yo, if that's not faith, I don't. April and I talk about being risk takers, and I am
But
not
that right
one.
there is the ultimate, like, I don't know if I could give him my benefits, y'all.
Yeah, okay,
Like,
so
I
no,
calculated-
My pension.
I just had got the benefits.
Yeah.
So it was new. So it went like something
all
I was
right,
like,
so I know you about to dig into it, y'all. So like, this is real gems about to be dropped because I feel it in my bones. Went whoo. All right, talk about it.
So I was a senior in college. I had one more semester left of school. I just received my last refund check. And like I said, I was a supervisor at UPS. So I was already going to Sandy Springs to the corporate location, peeping it out, figuring out like, okay, once I graduate, I might move up to this step. I'll take it back a little further. I started out loading trucks. I got promoted to be a supervisor 4 months after loading trucks because they
Wow.
just saw, I guess, my
Work ethic.
work
is
ethic.
So you just always been a man of work.
Yeah.
Okay.
And at the same time, my demeanor, because like everybody else was like BSing and then truck is lollygagging and stuff. Like I actually was doing my work, going home. That's all I focused on. I had to study. I had school. You know what I'm saying? I had actual stuff I had to do. So I went there just to try to make friends.
Yeah.
And then the people I was working around, we were very different because it was like only one other person in school. So we, had some similarities, but everybody else,
And
UPS
kids.
hire people with no, you don't gotta have a GD. You
Yeah.
don't gotta have no
They
diploma.
just
or
they just
nothing.
need help.
They just need help. So I was like, I can't be here. I couldn't be there. Like,
Right.
Yeah. This is not the end of my
Like
story.
I just need some
Yeah,
money. Like
yeah.
no, but I'm
Yeah.
happy that you
said that.
said that.
But yeah, from there, I went ahead and got promoted. Shout out to Gerald. He saw me early. He believed in me, and he gave me opportunity to move up to a part-time supervisor. So I'm like, oh, yeah, part-time too? I'm like, I go to school and be a supervisor? Oh, yeah. So I was on salary, had me a little salary job, 21 years old.
Right.
Got my
That's
car,
you
got my
done made it,
apartment,
okay? You think
senior in
this
school. My mama bragging about it. My daddy bragging. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Supervisor.
Yeah, UPS it's
That's
a
a
big
big-
deal. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, Fortune 500 company, boom, this is gonna be my life. I got my degree in business with a minor in marketing. So I said I'm gonna do marketing for UPS, help them out, made it $75K a year. Boom, that's it. And I said I'm gonna be an entrepreneur one day because I'm gonna save a little money, buy a house, flip it. But my plan was so long because making that much money for me to save and buy the house and do the flipping, it gonna take me about 3-4 years to do one house.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm so glad I left. And I went to LA for spring break. Like I said, I got my last refund check. When I went to LA,
how
I
much was
like,
how much was the refund check?
$6,500.
All right.
Oh, that's a nice little check.
It would have last, they grow over time.
Yeah.
And I was off campus, so I hadn't get my 65. So went to LA, and I just was dreaming. I'm like, I want to live how these people live. I want to pull up in my car, go in, Balenciaga, buy what I want to buy, fly this place, and now I live that life now. So at that point, I was like, I gotta live like this by a certain age. Mm-hmm. Then it was just on my mind so heavy. Like came home, went to work for 2 days. Never returned.
Wow.
After leaving LA.
Yeah. Like how fast it happened. It wasn't even a week from me dreaming, knowing that I got to make a change. I literally went to work for 2 days, quit. In UPS, they got counseling. They got so many different programs. They calling me, they worried. What's going on? We got a therapist, we got a counselor.
Because they trying to figure out what the hell going on.
Like they one of the best part-time supervisors.
Oh, I was the youngest one at the Forest Park Hub in history, too.
Wow.
So, like, they was literally... They had me on a ladder, like, you gonna do this next. They was really trying to mold me.
Right. So it wasn't like a bad thing, but so you really could have been probably the senior executive.
Right.
The way how you probably could have, but go ahead. Mm-hmm.
At that time, I didn't feel like telling them what I was doing because I knew nobody would understand it but me. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Nobody would see my vision but me. And even when I told my dad, he cussed me out. That's so dumb. Why you leaving that good job? Da. But it's because he didn't see the vision that I saw. Yeah. I know what I would do. I saw the vision, but
you know what? I used to talk shit about parents who say that, but sometimes you do think, like, I'm not saying you can't make it, but it's like, God, what you gonna do?
You never seen it before.
Especially if you never seen it before. But also, too, God doesn't give your vision to other people to see. Exactly. So it's like, that's your vision. Whatever y'all say, whatever is on y'all. But what God gave me, I got to follow this. So.
Right. So when you said you quit after 2 days, did you know it was the phone service still too?
No. So I was like, I'm going to either do cell phones, a shirt printing business, or I'm going to be a photographer. Because I'm good at all those things. Like I'm in fashion. As far as photography, I was on the yearbook staff in high school. So I helped set up half of the yearbook. Mm-hmm. And so, I made my own flyers and stuff like that. So all those things helped me start my business because I was able to take pictures of my products. I was able to create flyers for sales and stuff like that. So it's like everything, the skills that I had and the skills that I was learning in college too, because I started my business 6 months before I graduated. So I had adjusted my final classes. I said, I'm going to take classes now so I can implement this into my business that I currently got going on. Mm-hmm. So I was taking the marketing classes. I was taking supply chain management classes because I knew I'm on multiple locations. Yeah. Like I literally selected all classes that would benefit my business my last semester of college. And to today, using things that I learned from that.
So you hold on. I know we got to move on. You quit your job 2 days after coming back from LA. You saw the vision. Mm-hmm. So you are one of them people that I say it's like you kind of already knew you was going to be successful, And one thing I admire about you is there's people who say, I want to live that lifestyle, like people in LA, but don't do anything. They're just like dreamers, right? But the fact that you went there and it clicked and you came back and put it in action, you like, oh, I'm not waiting until I do this. You could have easily said, I'm going to wait till I finish school. Or I'm going to wait. People do. Or I'm going to wait till I'm going to work at UPS for 2 more years, then quit. It was like literally right then and there. And there's people who don't encourage that. You did it. We talk about people just quitting their job and hanging on a whim. And you could tell me I don't see the vision because, girl, what the hell wrong with you? Yeah. So I do admire that story, honestly, for real. Because, like I said, April and I talk. I want to be a risk taker so bad, but I'd be like, no, I can't do this. I can't do that. And you like, yo, fuck it.
Till today.
I didn't know that.
Still take risks.
I know AJ, but I did not know that. Right.
You spoke about your dad just being like, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing, right? So
because he put me through school.
Oh, there's no way you quitting in my job. And I done paid for you to go.
He used to brag his friends, y'all just bought AJ a new car so he can get back for school. Like, allowance.
Imagine him going around his friends after he quit, like.
And then you got a semester left. Oh, boy, you going to finish.
Yeah.
But talk about your upbringing a little bit, because clearly the entrepreneurship bug started with you, it sounds like.
No, not necessarily. It actually, okay. So my aunt, she has an income tax business. Okay. She have 3 storefronts where she have a staff and they do income taxes. Mm-hmm. I'll say it started really when I was 17, because that's when she took her leap of faith. So I was of age to be like, I'm watching her moves. Let's see what she do. I'm about to go to college. So I'm like, okay, let me start to get my mind together, get my plans right. She used to have me selling stuff. Like they used to do all those network pyramid scheme type stuff.
Oh.
So I used to be going with them, her husband to the store. We sell Nuna juice, sell water, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like different stuff like that. But I realized early, there's some bullshit. It took me, by the time I was 19, they used to call me, try to recruit me to come to this stuff. I was like, nope, hang up the phone, hang up. I ain't going to that stuff. I need a real business. That's what I was telling myself. So, she helped me out so much. Even with my first store. My first store was in the back of her income tax store. Oh. So she had a little space for me. So I started out with a suite. She sat down with me. She said, hey, how much you getting your screens for? I showed her the price. She said, okay, you need to make this much profit. So we literally sat down together and she helped me come up with my first actual pricing. And then she was like, get on Facebook, say you'll be, because I was living in Atlanta the whole time. She was like, say you'll be in Griffin 2 days out of the week between a certain amount of time. So I used to be like, I'm in Griffin Mondays, Fridays, 2 to 7, schedule appointment on Fist and Phones. People DM me. I was so much more organized back then too. I used to type in all the details. I had appointments open to close 2 to 7 every time I went to Griffin on 2 days a week. And then I would come to Atlanta and it'd be mobile Fist and Phones. So I'd be mobile until about 2 in the morning, pulling up on rappers, just everybody.
Now, if you follow AJ in the beginning, AJ you had Jada too. I think you fixed Jada. Long time ago.
Jay did a commercial for me.
Yeah, that's how I remember. Yo, he was outside.
No, somebody actually hit me the other day and was like, they ran over their phone. Don't ask the backstory. But they was looking for a phone. Somebody to come out and fix their phone. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, "Well, I know a phone person, but I don't know if they work at 1 o'clock in the morning. You still work at 1 o'clock? Oh, God.
Work. I just
sorry. I tried.
No, that's pretty dope. And like you said, you saw somebody on Instagram fixing phones. That's you like, okay, I'm gonna dive into that. Got you. And I could just hear the black parent now fixing phones. What? I said that too. When AJ came out, I'm like, who fixed this phone? But that was the perfect time to tap in, because that's when like iPhone 4s, 5, 6 was now coming in, screen. Now they doing better. Mine's a little cracked, but it's okay.
Shout out to Roland Martin.
We gonna see that. So one thing we gonna move on is we tend to see with entrepreneurs that it's a lot of notion with entrepreneurship is the only way, right? And that's how people should be able to sustain wealth. So some even feel like going to college is not necessary. Like, so we hear these podcasts talk that pretty much be like, college is a waste of time. Don't do college. Look, I'm making 6 figures now at 18 and F college and things like that. So how do you feel about this statement, being that you did go to college and you're also a successful entrepreneur?
I think it's still needed. It's definitely needed because you need to network. That's what college is for me. That's how I know you. That's how you probably know some of them. You never know. But it's great for networking. I always tell people, even if you don't finish, just start. Because a lot of relationships that I still have to today are people who I probably know from freshman year. I say from high school, I'm talking nobody from high school. But as far as like college, I definitely talk to people from college for sure.
Right. So do you feel like it's a pressure on millennials to be an entrepreneur though?
It is, because it's like it's something that everybody wants to do right now. It's kind of a wave, which is good and bad because it ain't meant for everybody. Some people do need more education. Some people do need to go to school. Some people do need more experience. And, it's like everybody want to start from the top now. That's what I'm seeing.
Everybody want to start.
Everybody already want to be successful, but they don't want to take the steps to get there.
Yeah, and then when you both them, you realize there's some bullshit.
Oh. Shout out to Atlanta hairstylists.
Shout out to Atlanta restaurants.
A lot of stuff. So
seriously.
Okay, so let's talk about what social media has done to just the overall appearance that people feel like they need to keep up with, right? Or keep up with the Joneses. So do you feel like you need to keep up a certain appearance based on your wealth? Because like when we see AJ, I'm not going to hold you. AJ pull up in the... Yo, one time we went somewhere and he pulled out, he was like, nah, I need the front spot. I'm like... I'm gonna park my little Honda down here because I don't, but you always dress to the nines. Like, is this a part of like who you feel like you have to be based on what you have?
This been me my whole life.
He just said he went to LA and said, I am going to be these people in LA.
Yeah, this been me my whole life. Like high school, I won best dressed in high school. I always had cars. I always been fly.
Always been fly.
So this ain't really.
That's why when you say, it seemed like I'll be built to be successful at a young age. Like I said, it's always been instilled. Like everything to the T. Like now.
Do you think in the Black community though, sometimes we may fall victim to more materialistic wealth? So like you see people all the time talk about like people like Mark Zuckerberg who wears like flip flops and shorts and drives a Honda. What's Fit? He literally drives a Honda Fit, but he's one of the richest men in the world. Versus every time you see successful Black people, it seems like we always gotta pull up in the 10 black trucks and 30 clinking chains and like we got the money up to our ear and stuff. Like, do you think that that's something that Black people fall victim to more than other cultures?
Yes, I think it is. As far as with me, I made sure I had my assets before I dived into that type of thing. Mm-hmm. Like before I even bought this necklace, I had 3 store locations. Mm-hmm. I had 4 properties. I had cars paid off. Like I had multiple things before I even bought my first chain. Right. And a lot of people do it backwards.
Yeah,
like
they buy their first chain with no property.
And they still stay in Section 8.
I'm very old school, I say. Like, I started, like I said, in 2015. That was right before social media became what it was. Social media changed really like 2019.
Yeah, I'll say 2019, but definitely COVID, that thing was like...
Yeah. And right now, to answer your question, I'm trying to keep up now because social media has changed everything. You got everybody making millions of dollars off online businesses, things like that. But I'm good at brick and mortar. When I try online, I don't sell nothing. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Like I sell something, but I'm not like,
Yeah, but not like as your brick and mortar.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. My brick and mortar, people with online businesses, they admire that about me. Mm-hmm. And I admire how they sell their online businesses. So,
it's a trade-off.
Yeah,
it's a good trade-off. I mean, of course, when it comes to entrepreneurship, it's ups and downs. Like, talk about a moment where you was like, yo, I thought this shit was sweet, or, like a moment where you was
I'm ready to quit.
Yeah. Like, what was like your lowest point?
One of my lowest points was when my manager in Griffin, he ended up shooting somebody in my store. And I had to hire a lawyer. I had to go work for 3 weeks. Meanwhile, I don't work there. I work in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. But I'm handling everything still. Like I was telling y'all them on Mondays and Fridays, I was in Griffin, open and close, come back to Atlanta, fisting everybody who called me. I can't get to you right now. I got to get to you at 8 o'clock. I get to you at 9. Fisting all their phones up until 2 a.m. Waking up the next morning, driving back to Griffin, opening my shop, taking all my clients, come back up. Doing the same thing. And this is all working. I still got to post on social media, still got to be on my website, still got to enter my prices, still got to order inventory, still got to do everything.
So this was like before you had employees like that?
Yeah, I only had like one because it was new. This was still my first year.
Okay.
Your first year and your manager shot. What happened? They tried to rob or they didn't want to pay?
I'm not going to get into that.
Yeah, you ain't got to get, no. It's just like,
can you talk about that?
I'm going to elaborate a little bit, but I ain't going to get too much.
Yeah, you ain't got to get in detail.
Long story short, he was shot by accident. No charges was pressed.
Okay.
It was an accident.
And we'll leave it right there.
Yeah. So, he got locked up for 3 weeks. Outside of all this, I'm spending money on his lawyers. Like, I'm doing the most.
Oh,
I'm doing the most. And
you're
I'm like,
boss.
I was drained. But that just showed me how strong I am, how real I am. Because when he got out, he saw that too. And he been by my side ever since. So
he's still
8 years in.
First of all, I would have gave him a death row contract. Like, baby, you are mine.
Oh, that's how it is.
You mine. Your kids is mine. Your grandkids is mine.
He'll do anything. That's how he'll do anything I say. That's how it is.
Okay.
Because at the same time, outside of me doing that, like I help. It's basically like a mentorship thing.
Yeah.
I don't change his whole life. He used to be in trouble. He ain't got no DUI. He don't got his son in the house, take care of his son. He don't got a house. Like, he don't change his whole 360.
That's amazing. You like a James St. Patrick. You like a ghost.
What did James
The legal
say?
version.
The legal
Yeah,
version
I'm
of
like,
Ghost. Now, Ghost gonna get you out of some trouble. Ghost
Yeah.
guy, he can't.
He's still illegal, though.
He's the legal
He's
Ghost.
legal.
version. Yeah. But yeah, so it helped a lot, changed a lot, and I'm very appreciative.
Yeah,
That's dope. That's actually really, really dope. Okay.
Look at me.
boss.
He was Tommy. He's Ghost. Gotta help his brother.
Yeah, that
out.
Tommy, he get in
Be
trouble
careful
for sure.
when you see what happened with Tommy and Ghost. All right, so let's talk about marketing, right? Because that is super huge, especially with a business like yours. What is your number one return on investment marketing outlet for you? So is it social media? Is it billboards, magazines, books, retargeting marketing? Like, what do you see the most return on investment?
Social media.
Really?
That's all I use. It was a point where my page used to be real popping. I didn't used to pay for no ads for like 3 years straight. That's
Until Instagram
post.
just switched.
Yeah, now I gotta pay for ads and stuff. I don't like that. I'm spending money.
They did that.
Yeah, I was getting
purpose.
way more profit because I was just posting, people reposting. You know what I'm saying? It was just a good thing going in, and also now it might be more competition.
Yeah.
So a lot of them people who probably was reposting probably going somewhere else, which is okay.
Yeah, I could say you was probably one of the people like in the beginning with the whole iPhone
Yeah.
fixing and things like that.
I started out very early.
Yeah, you. I would say because you started off on college campuses and stuff like that, right?
I guess I can. You want me to elaborate on that, or you want to ask?
You
me
can,
about that?
you can.
Okay. So our second store location was on the Clark Atlanta, Spelman, and Morehouse College campus, AUC. That was
Fun.
probably it was fun, very fun. But that probably was, to me, even though I did all these other stuff, that was probably my biggest accomplishment for myself. Just because it was a college campus. So I kind of made history by doing that. Because I never saw a repair shop on a college campus. Then outside of that, it's 3 colleges.
Yeah.
So it was a big moment.
And
for me.
college student breaks their phone,
Man,
and they
what?
all need a phone.
What? And it's in the city.
And
So it ain't like, I'm like, oh, no offense to all been in love, y'all. Being like
Yeah, it's okay, we
It's
know.
like, it's the big city.
Yeah.
There you see,
the
everybody
AUC,
come.
like,
So
was-
how old are you? So this was your second storefront.
I was 22.
22 with 2 stores.
Yep. And the second store opened 6 months after my first one.
Wow, that's fast.
Where this money coming from? I need to know. Like,
They
how
coming
you-
from customers. They showed me love. I told you I was working. I was working in Griffin, going to Atlanta. I was working.
So so the AUC was that Atlanta store that you
No,
was
this
working.
before
No.
that. Like I was mobile.
So he was.
Oh, he was
working
mobile.
Mhm. But that comes with that grind too, because he was. What sleep did you get? Like I didn't hear nothing about no sleep.
And you doing this at 22, paying for a lawyer, doing.
Yeah, I changed my life also then. Like my first year, I was the most frugal person that I knew. I stopped shopping. Like I said, I wasn't best dressed. I wasn't buying no shoes. I wasn't dirty for once.
But you know what? The fact that you said
Yeah.
that, as blacks, we grew up where, hey, better not look crazy.
Yeah.
You was wearing them little white boy shoes.
I mean, I would clean them myself.
yeah, but it wasn't no crisp.
It wasn't. You had a little crease in them.
Right. Talk about
I
that.
wasn't going out. Like my friends were like, go to Edgewood, let's do this. Y'all got it. I wasn't even eating wings.
Yo.
I love me some wings, 10 piece. Ooh.
What you was eating?
I was
Ramen noodles?
food stamps.
Oh.
Yeah. I was
Can
cooking.
we talk about that for real though? Let's talk about, because a lot of times people think they get the money, okay, it's time to go flash. But you was like, no, I'm gonna sit down for a little minute, stack this bread, and then go get something else.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think we don't see the importance in just literally hibernating to get ourselves to where we want to be?
I think it's financial education. Honestly, like you got to be financial literacy. You guys got to know how to deal with finances, how to pay your bills first before you have fun. Like I always been a work now, play later type person. So that kind of helped me do that.
Yes.
So now that's why I've been playing all day.
Right. Do you pay to play when it comes to marketing, and how important it is to do so?
Yes and no, because relationships are very, very, very important. So that can also help you save a little bit when it comes to marketing. Just based off great relationships, genuine relationships that you build with people who can, help you in different areas and stuff like that. Outside of that, of course, you got to spend. You always got to spend money to make money. So yes, like Google Ads, I did that at a point. I mainly just do Facebook and Instagram now, as far as ads, and just.
And sometimes you gotta pay to play out here. Everything. So we know you wrote a book about your success. So congratulations on that. There's a lot of people who want to be entrepreneurs or who don't want to work the 9 to 5, right? They might be working a 9 to 5 now, but they know that's not truly who they are, and they want to break out of it. They want to start a clothing business. They want to do this, right? So what's one or two piece of advice that you would give to somebody who have that eager to be successful, but they feel stuck? You know, what if Bill's life, what it is. They want to be like AJ.
Not the cliche advice of just keep going.
Oh, no.
Yeah, what is like some real advice? Like, hey, I wanna do some type of clothing thing, but they like, oh, I gotta get this. I don't feel like doing. Like, what would you say? But you know they want to do it.
I'm gonna say two things. Both of them are kind of off the wall.
Okay.
The first one is nobody cares. And the reason I say nobody cares is because we be so wrapped up in like, dang, they doing this, I can't do this. If I fall off, they gonna talk about me. Da 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 da. Nobody cares. So with that said, do what you want to do. Always do what you want to do, and do it then. Don't wait. The other thing is just, you got to be fearless. You got to take no risks. So don't wait. Don't just think about opinions. Just do what you want to do. Because the longer you wait, the more you're going to think about it, and that's the more you care.
I like that. Yeah, I do have a tendency to, I know what I bring to the table, but I do have that tendency, okay, well, after I complete this in 6 months, I'm going to start. And then when 6 months come, you got another excuse to wait till another 6 months. Or, hey, you know what, I'm going to wait till I get licensed. It's like, you don't have to, you can really start, or at least start research, start something, pretty much start something. I like that. Okay.
All right, our last question for the check-in is, because we know that you are a philanthropist, so how important is it to give back to your community after all you've obtained over these years?
It's very, very important, because there are other people who want to be like me, and there are other people who also don't know of me. And for example, when I do my scholarships in my hometown, I've been doing that for the past 7 years. I give out 2 scholarships to a student at Spartan High School, which is my alumni, and the Griffin High School, which is a school I didn't even go to. So I do that.
How much you give out?
I do 1,000 each year. 2 years ago.
Wait, 1,000 each school or 1,000 total?
Each school.
Oh.
I did 5,000 2 years ago. We had a couple donations, so I had, spread it out a little bit. But but the nonprofit, it ain't. I mean, it's still popping, but it's not doing how it did that year. So I had to go back down to 1,000. Okay. But long story short,
it's okay. You still
it's
giving.
Something. But yeah, long story short, I'm able to help those students, and a lot of those students might didn't know about me until I helped them, or their family, or their parents. Then they're like, "Who's this young guy?" Because I've been doing it for 7 years. I was 23 years old in the auditorium giving out scholarships, and then as I turned around and walked back to my seat, everybody was 45 and up for the give out scholarship, and that showed me so much. That showed me that I'm doing what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. But I'm not looking, or I guess the word, appearing, doing it how people would think you got to do it. Like people think you can't do this till you get old. You can't do this to this age. You can't do this to this age. You can do it whenever you want to, as long as you grind for it, and it just gotta be genuine. That's all.
Wow.
So let me get this straight. You quit your job at UPS, a supervisor.
Chanel.
At 22, you had 2 storefronts.
Yes.
At 23, you was giving out $1,000 scholarships.
Yeah.
No handouts, no, I came from a rich family, no, all because of the heart.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know what type of episode this was gonna be, but I did not know all this. You know him. I know him from.
It's a lot more y'all don't know. We could be here another 2 hours.
Yo, they gonna kick us out because they charge us by the hour.
Okay.
And Michael's gonna charge more.
Yeah.
Okay.
But wow, your story is amazing. Like for real. I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm over here like.
I'm over here
not
like
doing enough.
Don't feel like that.
I'm over here like, you know what? I did push this thing to next week. Let me go to the coffee shop tomorrow.
Cause we can talk about that too. When you say you don't feel like you feel like you're doing enough.
Yeah.
So
Talk about comparisons. Like,
I hate when people compare themselves too much because I seen people go into depression. You know, and maybe that's them trying to keep up with the Joneses, but yeah, I guess being on this side of the field that I'm on, you know, it's like I don't know how to necessarily say it. I'm trying to think of the best way to say it, the humblest way to say it. But it's like, you know, you see somebody probably wanting to be just like you, and then you might see them trying and failing at some things, and you know it can hurt. You know, we all human.
yeah.
So yeah, I hate when people are comparing themselves too much because I try not to compare myself to nobody but myself. So I feel like, you know, definitely people should compare less. I think emotionally you'll get a lot further because you're not trying to be like the next person or better than the next person. You got to be the best of yourself.
I love that. But like you said, we're human, and sometimes it's like, oh, I know I should be going further. And, you know, sometimes it start questioning yourself, like, should I went to school? Should I started this business at 18? They got you feeling like, dang, like, nothing I do is ever good enough because I don't see the stardom or the materialistic things. You know, it does. It does. And you try not to compare, but, you know, when you bust your ass every day, you go to work every day, you try to do the right thing or whatever it is, and you don't see the fruits of your labor, that shit does hurt a lot. Because it's like...
And sometimes it starts even before you even get of age to even get anything. Like, we talk about living in a home where your parents, like, your friend might get a straight A and here come your mama, why you ain't get a straight A or whatever. Like, it's like, dang, lady, I mean, I don't know. Like, I did the best I could, you know? And that kind of mess with your mental too, so.
Right. Baby, like AJ said, we could be here all day, but that was the check-in with AJ. But before he leaves, he's not just leaving just now. We got to give him the hot seat. So, y'all, it is time for the baggage claim.
Yes, sir.
Ew.
Okay. All right, first question.
Yes.
Do you think you're cocky?
Yeah. My business is called Level 10. I always been cocky.
Oh.
And it was called Level 10 before it was on 10.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, I'm ashamed of my guy.
So you are cocky. Yo, a lot of people shy
Cocky
away.
as fuck.
A lot of people shy away. Yo, I'm not cocky. I'm just confident. I'm humble.
I mean, I'm humble too, but I'm still cocky. Like I know who I am at the end of the day.
Okay, pop your shit. Right. So what do you think, like, not makes you cocky, but why do people have that mindset, especially in the black community? Like, for granted, we witness you, you know, and your tremendous success, but as soon as you start popping shit behind the porch, oh, hey, I got the chain, it's like, yo, this nigga cocky now. Like
when you on the come up, it's like, yo, yeah, we rooting for you, but as soon as you make it there, it's like,
maybe they didn't think he was gonna get that far.
Yeah.
Or they just mad because they can buy the Porsche, the level 10 chain. Yo, if a diamond tester was here, that shit would go.
I guess they can't open a store in Griffin and then move to Houston that month.
Oh, okay. There's the cockiness. All right, next question.
What's one dating requirement a woman has to have for you to date her?
She has to.
Like, no, I'm dead as you have to have this. Like, fuck.
Non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable. Fuck, if you are IG entrepreneur 9 to 5, you have to have this.
You gotta have some money on.
Oh.
I ain't never dated a broke girl before.
Okay, so what's a girl with money? Like, okay, if you have to go for a salary, let's say, like, what's a salary base? Because, you know, some of us not entrepreneurs. So what is like a salary, like at least make this? If you a school teacher, work at UPS senior marketing, what's a salary like? Okay, girl, I could deal with this.
Ain't necessarily money. Let me elaborate a little more. It's being raised correctly. And most girls I date, they come from good homes. You know, so I can talk about a few of them. Like the first one, she came from a good Christian family. Second one, she came from a good family still. But they always well taken care of. They all had fathers in their life too. You know, those are certain qualities.
So you care about the 2-parent household?
Yeah.
Can you date a woman?
Because we gotta raise our family too.
Okay, can you date a girl who came from a single parent household?
I can as long as she was raised properly. That's all
Okay,
that
because you
matters.
came from a 2-parent household.
No,
Oh.
but I know what I want.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Rewind.
So you didn't come from a 2-parent household, but you got your daddy and you got your mama.
Yeah, like that. I was in 2-parent household until I was like 8 years old. Mm-hmm. And then
You don't really start becoming a man to 12.
Yeah.
No, but let's talk about that because that is a lot of requirements of men. Like now that we see, like, oh, she has to come from a 2-parent household, even though they didn't come from
women
one.
is different. Well, with certain on both ends, because with the guys, they say when the guy he can be, I guess, more of a mama's boy if the dad ain't in his life.
Mm-hmm.
But the
some
girl,
niggas do be mama's boy.
but the girl, she can be promiscuous, and I'm not dating no girl who that's promiscuous at all.
You'll sleep with one though, huh?
So that wasn't what you
You
asked
will
me.
sleep with them freaky girls.
Next.
You ain't marrying one
Yeah.
that's promiscuous.
Okay,
But if she
okay.
throw a little ass.
So he would rather a 2-parent household, but if you did come from a single-parent household, you just have to be raised correctly.
properly,
Yeah, all right. Some men. All right, cool. I like that answer. And you said she gotta have some onions.
Yeah.
But still, what's money? Like, no, I just want to know for real.
What's the number? Put
What-
a number on it.
put
Don't
a
even
number
think
on
about
it.
Well,
it.
I say this: if you, well, no, that don't make sense either. But I don't know. At least what, $10K a month, at least.
Can you break that down? And that's 10K about 6 figures.
Yeah,
So you want a 6-figure shorty?
yeah, that's about
Okay.
120
I'm 30
a
years
year.
old. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That's
Ooh.
120 a year.
Now,
I'm 30.
I'm gonna
I
break
need
this
that.
down real quick because I know we got one more question for you. We tend to see these podcast men, right? Black women. I feel like we can't win for nothing. 1 minute we make too much money. 1 minute we're too successful. Then next thing you know, these successful men want to date the McDonald's worker or the dumb chick who rather stay home. So it's like, you don't want to talk to me. I could provide this. I'm educated. I'm this. I'm that. I make good amount of money, but I'm too, what's the word? Independent. But then, they want the chick that, oh, well, I'd rather her stay at home and she make me feel like a king. And it's like, so what do you want? So
You know what's crazy?
as a successful man, can you elaborate on that? Like, now that we here, let's put it on the table.
My grandma told me, she said, you might not be happy until you just get you a stripper or like a little, I hope. Because they gon'
Believe it.
But she told me that 2 years ago. And I guess it because at that time I was 28. And she been here already. So she know, yeah, you might. And she she met them too. Like I said, they good girls.
Yeah.
She probably think I don't need
So
a
pretty
good
much
girl. I might need
you let up the good girls.
Well, you're a good guy.
Yeah.
So she probably like the good girl might get a little boring after a while.
Is that what she's saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Well, she see me get bored because I
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
always leave.
So okay, but you want to marry and that's another topic too. It's like they want the good girl because of course the good girl come from a good home, this and that. But deep down inside, they want the
freakily Lakeisha, Tisha.
but they don't want that
Rhonda.
as a role model, as a mother to their kids. Like But like you said, we see these podcasts with these men continuously bashing, especially black women. They talk about, white women, they want to stay at home. They got these.
They want to shut up.
They want to shut up. But then too, it's like, okay, so I make 90K, you make 40, now I'm the bad guy. Like, you need to step up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted you to elaborate on that, because you're a successful guy. So I just wanted to know what was your outcome on women who are successful making money, but they don't get to find no type of companionship because they're the breadwinner.
And right now, the girl I'm talking to, I like everything that she got going on. She meet all my qualifications, well, majority of them, and yeah.
Whatever that is, I'm counting down the qualifications.
Well, shout out to her.
Shout out to her.
Hey.
Right, all right. It's right now, it's looking good. It's staying. He said, I get bored, but right now you good.
I think she the one.
Well, shout out to her.
Shout out to her.
All right.
Hey, girl.
Right. So, are successful men only dating Instagram models? So let's talk about
She
this.
is an Instagram model too. That's funny.
But okay. Yeah, April, break it down.
Okay, when we think of Instagram models, I'm not talking Vogue. I'm talking Ruby Rose.
Oh,
I'm talking Bernice.
I'm talking about OF. AKA OnlyFans.
Miracle Watts.
So what that my grandma told me. My grandma told me that's the type of girl she was talking about, but that's not my type. Because you ain't me showing your stuff on the internet for nobody.
You don't care how good she look, BB. Are you attracted? You don't care about BBLs and all of that, right?
I'm old school. I'm really old school.
It might look like it, but you are old.
I just look a little younger, but I'm 30. I'm getting up there.
Boy, you are young. Please, right? So, another thing before I wrap this up real quick. The main reason why we say IG models because we see these chicks get a BBL. I mean, it look good. Yeah. But they getting trips to Jamaica, they getting rent paid, everything paid, all because of this. But it's like, hey, what about us? So we think that put peer pressure on me. Not saying that it is, but hey, well, if she get this, it doesn't matter what I have. Let me go get that, see if I could get the same thing. So
I'll say this: long as you got substance, you're gonna definitely win in the long term. Mm-hmm. But you can't have substance and get your BBL.
Right. And then bow.
Yeah, bow.
But you can still get it.
Yeah, but a lot of girls who do have them BBLs don't have the substance. So for them, it's short term. Mm-hmm. They're not gonna get married. A lot of them are. They just gonna get ran through. Go to the next guy who's gonna take them somewhere. Ran through. Probably get burnt. Go to the next guy. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't have nothing that can keep them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, you might have an old, rich white guy, but at the end of the day,
that's not even
he only gonna be here for so long. You know what I'm saying? You want to go old.
That's all we need him here for.
I visited my grandparents. I visited my grandparents today, and it just was so good to see them still alive and helping each other. My grandma's 80, my grandpa's 79. And you get what I'm saying? That's long term, and that's what I want.
Shout out to my parents. Y'all the real MVP.
Shout out to my grandparents. My grandpa 91, grandma 80. Still kicking it. 55 years later.
40 years.
Yep, 55. 55 years.
Still kicking it. And, they probably can't stand each other, but you ain't finna talk about Miss June and Mr. Randolph, okay? Shout out to them.
All right, y'all. That concludes this episode of Flew Hair, Grew Hair. AJ, tell everybody where they can follow you. Come get their phones fixed.
Mm-hmm. Google Level 10 Repairs.
Oh, he said Google. Most people get on here and be like, follow me at IG. He said
Google. The business comes first.
But since we on that, Google AJ Dewberry too. And follow anything that pop up about me. Or you can just follow me at AJ_Dewberry. That's AJ_DEWBEROY. Or you go to my website, AJDewberry.com or level10repairs.com.
And everything he talk, make sure you Google. Like, God, hey, everybody be like, yo, what
I'm about Keith Lee stuff.
I tried it. Let's play it. Yo, you already know Brooklyn Baddie. Follow me at I am Chanel Simone on all platforms.
And y'all know what it is. Your girl April B, your favorite media maven. Make sure y'all follow me at it's April B _ on all media platforms. And don't forget, every Wednesday, new episodes of the Flew Hair, Grew Hair podcast drop 8 p.m. Make sure y'all follow us at FHGH Podcast on all social media platforms and streaming platforms. And we'll see you guys next week.
Yo.
Deuces.